Alright guys, so Bitcoin dropped as we basically expected yesterday. If you watched that video which I made for the yesterday's update, and I was saying that, you see, if we were thinking as the huge players which are moving the market, and if you look at these huge sharp changes in the price, then you would realize that of course this is not anything organic, of these movements, about these movements, so probably it's just manipulation of the price. And the thing is, yesterday we are talking about that if at this point we would consider to go short, then you would have to have your stop order somewhere around this area, because it's really hard to find the strong level above which you would have to make your stop order. But if you would go long at this point, and in fact this strong movement you would make you think that it's reasonable decision, you would find the place for a stop order around this area and around this area, quite close, much closer than this one. So any huge players which are collecting their liquidity in the Bitcoin market, they would consider that it's harder to push the price here, and there's not so much of the reason to do that. So it's easier to push the price down, so collect these stop orders around here, and they did it. So you see, but the thing is, they actually didn't go below this level of 3,400, what is 90 or something, 85, which means that, which would imply that basically we would have a chance to go lower and collect actually those stop orders. And this is why I would expect to fall for the price to fall a little lower. And the thing is, which a little bit well, I wouldn't say counter argumenting this, but still a little bit promising for the bulls, is that if you would zoom in those drops, then this drop was with a high volume, this one as well, probably a lot of the positions were initiated, and this pullback was on a very low volume, so it was just the test of the market. And then eventually, after this few like 5 minutes ranges, you would have another candle, red candle down, and after that we had the green candle, very short comparing to this one, green candle with a comparable volume, which means at this point a lot of people were starting to buy, started to buy, and that means that the those who are pushing the price lower, they were thinking, okay, it's probably not a good idea because a lot of the buying pressure already there, so they will let this to cool off for a while, and they will see how the market will react on the further attempts to push the price lower. So we'll see. In terms of the news, actually there's nothing critical announced which would make you think that this is the reason of the news. There's something like leaders of South Korean crypto exchange jailed for faking volume, and there's not that a big thing which would imply that we need to make the market drop. No, I don't think so. It's just manipulations, and we should get used to that. Another thing is that, as we're talking again about this triangle, the major, well, not that huge, but still the one which we looked at before, this one, this triangle after the drop, then it's actually, in fact, this is not exactly a triangle. And let me explain why. This is the resistance line, right? And it's pretty reasonable because we have 1, 2, 3, almost 4 points, and you can actually tune it a bit, so you can make this point would be involved and everything. But this line is not really our support, because we have 1 point, another point, and we were hovering around this area. We didn't bounce off of this point, this line. So basically it's sort of a fake one. So I can make like this. It will be more clear. What is more interesting is, for example, we can make a channel based on this, like parallel channel based on this line here, and this is something could be considered this and this, but again, this is very rough TA, because again, we are in a very manipulative market. But what is interesting about these lines is this red one, because this one makes more sense right now. If we will push the price lower, that would be and even maybe pierce this line a little bit, we will cover this field with a lot of the liquidations and a lot of the stop orders for the long people going long. And also it will, if the bounce will be from here, then would be a nice confirmation of this line as a trend. So I would probably look at this one as the short-term target. And another one which I think we may touch is that if we will switch to the weekly chart, we will see that our 200 weeks moving average is moving up, and now it is somewhere about $3,270 or $80. So if we will continue to go lower, if we'll pierce the price, this line in, and a lot of the like momentum will be gained, we may actually, it's not that far, it's like $150 from here, we may touch this moving average, and even this moving average will be close to this line, which is the parallel to this one. So it's reasonable to test it. Once again, we may even pierce it as we did here, and that would be great in terms of sort of double bottoming, although that will be not exactly the same bottom level as here, because you see it's higher, but still moving average is really strong indicator, and a lot of people are watching at this. Also at this line we were how to say, we were considering it as the support so far, and we were considering as well the possibility of retest this level, right? And a lot of people are waiting exactly the level to retest, or maybe even push it a bit lower, and that would be an ideal situation to prevent for those people who are waiting for this retest to enter the market. So we can test it and just make the reversal, like not reversal, but a bounce off of this line. That would be a really nice situation. But in any case, I would pay attention to this line, and depending on how market will go, I would look at this carefully, and that may be, or maybe a little bit higher, like 3,300. And so far, I don't see that we can go to below 3,000. It should be a much slower and painful process to make a lot of people panic. So, and also actually, if you look at the monthly chart, you will see that the first candle, red candle, which we had during the drop, was very huge and scary, and then we have almost like return to the bullish trend, but we didn't make it. But still, this not a return bullish trend, but just reversal candle, and still it was much weaker than this one, and this was almost like giving a hope to go higher. But still, so far it's not, week is not over yet, of course, but so far it's really not convincing for the for the bears energy. It seems like bears are sort of tired. So anyway, if you zoom out, then you would see that those weeks which we are looking at the hourly chart, or having those $100 or $200 candles there, sort of vanished, and we can see some more global perspective on things. And the last thing which I would pay attention to is the behavior of the altcoins. As you can see, a lot of the altcoins are, well, most of them are in the red, especially if with respect to dollar. But when we have very strong pressure to the downside, and we have the really sort of quasi capitulation of the market, like a lot of the sells, and the price is aimed to go to some huge low or something, then all the altcoins, well, almost all the altcoins are having the like twice of the loss which Bitcoin did. and Bitcoin made like how 4 or 5% to the dollar, and they did make at least even twice, because they made it to Bitcoin, some losses to Bitcoin, but not that strong. I mean, like one chain, for example, made 4%, but actually was falling before that, and all the rest. You can look in other altcoins, like for example, what it is, Nano actually is pretty flat. Tron is even 1% higher, and so on. You can find, like, Tron is not some kind of shit coin. Well, it's arguable, but I mean, Tron is huge cap coin. If it doesn't make a drop, then it means something, and so on and so forth. So if as soon as altcoins don't have a huge dip, huge dive, I would expect that it's not really the end of the market. So you may ask me, or you may wonder why you don't sell if you would expect to drop or something like that. The thing is, as you see, this is really manipulative. So it's really easy to buy below, where if the price will go lower, but it's really hard to buy at this price when the price will not go lower, when we have the, let's say, $500 candle, green candle, and you would say, why I didn't buy here? So what I'm doing actually right now is I'm still in my Bitcoin position. I'm not going into fiat yet, and moreover, I bought some altcoins which felt, including one chain and everything. It's not financial advice, as you know, but I would prefer to be hedged from the sort of rise, and if the price will go lower, we'll test those levels which I mentioned. We'll test the previous low, even go to $2,000, $1,000. It's better to buy, and I will buy more than I would say that, oh, why I didn't buy here when everybody were so scared and everything. It's not that scary drop, but still, basically we're in the same territory, in same trading zone. So don't be that much frustrated, and don't be that much shocked of what is happening. So we still need to go much lower to see some capitulation and these sort of things. Okay, thank you for watching this video. If it was useful, I'm happy, and see you tomorrow in the next update, since I'm doing them daily for you guys. Safe trading. Goodbye.